not disturb the locals, and I'd
How far
prefer
is
to
it from this boarded
maintain good
house?
graces.
Jeez.
How far is it? Huh?
How far is it from the boarded house right here to the main row of houses?
I mean, it's within sight. It's just kind of like I'm trying to think how to. I'm not great with distance in that way. It's close enough that if you were to, I don't know, take an axe and bust the door down, the people in those houses would definitely hear it because it's the dead of night and there's no other noise aside from nature. So it would stand
But
out.
they won't hear if we open the door. So just go try open the door, and if it's booby trapped, we know there's a problem at this house.
If it
Have at it,
explodes, we
Wisconsin.
all die. We'll know what happened.
Well, that was really kind of what she was going to do, is just try to,
Yeah.
Probably pretty basic locks on these little boarded up shacks.
Sure. So do you want to try and just pick the lock on the door? It is locked if you go up and check it.
I think she first was just going to see if she could, turn with it locked. Like if she's strong enough just to
break the lock.
Break the handle, like break the lock.
Yeah.
Roll me for. I know that you're strong enough to do it, so I'm not going to make you roll for that. But roll for
How
stealth.
loud is it?
Yeah, roll for stealth with the bonus that Araz.
Plus 10. So
I want to know how loud.
That's pretty loud because I rolled a 4, but it's still 14.
It's still a 14, but it is a lot louder than you expected. You're just so big and strong, and you're very clanky.
Yeah.
And he's
I'm
trying
like,
the whole door off. Why don't
you really need to be quiet. Crunch.
Everything's going to lean forward and say, if you would like to do that again, please give me notice. I can make it so that nothing will be heard, including our voices, but I can make this a possible thing.
Okay.
Noted.
So with a crunch that echoes out to the beach, up to the mountains, all of that.
You hear the echo.
It echoes across this entire town. Maybe you pause for a second and wait, listening to that echo die off. You don't hear anything else. You now have a crushed but open door.
I didn't know you had the knock spell.
We're here. Okay. Well.
But yeah, then I just look inside.
Okay. This was clearly a house for a larger family. You see a kitchen, you can see off to, some rooms. There are children's toys that look left in place, books, drawings, things like that.
Is it dusty?
Yes. You can also tell that I mentioned it was boarded up. It is boarded up from the outside, not the inside.
Oh.
I'm going to wander around looking for the room that was probably the child's.
Okay, you can find that really easily. There are 2 rooms that look like they belong to children, and a couple of beds in each. So this was clearly a very large family. It looks like they had at least 4 kids here.
And I'm going to investigate this room rather thoroughly for any indications of messages that maybe the child was like carving into a wall one day while bored, or you know what I mean, like anything that could have been left behind.
That great horror movie trope where the kid goes crazy or gets possessed and carves in blood on the wall, and the parents
or maybe there's been a symbol carved on the floor under the bed to channel the dreams. These things happen.
Do you want to roll for me?
Sure. Before I commence my search, I will, of course, whisper a prayer of guidance from Poimana in the holiness of my endeavors.
You're catching on. Damn it. Okay, well, because you did the prayer to Poimana, you're getting the advantage on it.
Yay!
It kills me that your investigation's a 0.
That's why I was trying really hard not to come up with ideas earlier, because it's really out of character unless it's like a wisdom thing. So I was like, okay, the beautiful symmetry of the inverted holy symbols, inverted churches. I can go with that angle, but everything else was really just out of his purview.
No, that's fine. That's very fair. So, the first kid's room shows up empty. You're looking under the beds. You're not seeing runes or symbols or anything. You actually wait. Is anyone Have you all three of you entered the house now?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's
The
that.
house eats you.
The house is a giant.
It's a mimic.
Yeah.
It's a mimic house.
Well, okay. What you do find in the second room is a bunch of kids' drawings. They don't really seem relevant, but you see some that look like children with red string or red lines that are, coming from their heads and just like trailing off the page. And it just kind of looks odd and it stands out to you. And then you find another one of the same thing and another one of the same thing.
I'm going to point that out to Iskava as somewhat disturbing.
Okay.
And perhaps indicative of something more disturbing.
All right. I feel bad because I honestly actually didn't anticipate you guys splitting up like this. So
Always anticipate the party splitting up because it's a cardinal rule not to do it. We rebels do it every chance we get.
We do.
I planned for literally every scenario I could think of that you guys would do other than this exact and only thing where specific people weren't with you, and that makes this much more difficult. If you would like, just to get everybody back and playing again, I can expedite this.
Please.
Okay, so basically you guys can continue going through the houses.
And shout thunder, 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 cats ho.
Yeah, I really want to make you roll for the stealth to see if you wake everybody up, but I won't make you. We'll say that
I got you, boo. I ain't waking
I
up.
know. You'll
The idea of us splitting the part, like literally, me and Doll are like 300 feet away.
I know, it's killing me. I'm dying inside.
They said they'd be right back. We don't have to worry about them. They said they were going to talk to somebody and come back.
We didn't know we needed them.
You know what? Just because it's Jaina, I'm going to verify this. It's only 35 feet because she would not use a map at what scale.
I have said that my maps are not to scale. I've said
We
that.
just have small houses.
I explained that none of my houses are to scale because shut up.
This is a village of little people. Do little
He's
people
just
live in
getting
this
back for us making fun of his road being 1,000 feet wide.
I
in the
Right,
know.
previous
exactly.
game.
My excuse is I'm making these, so shut up. I don't have.
Shane, I don't know if you missed it earlier, but I actually said nice things about your map, and then I pointed out that I said nice things about your maps,
Thank
and you
you.
missed both statements.
Well, did you type it? Because
Yes, I did. I typed it.
I can't read the whole chat while I'm doing this. Anyway,
You typed immediately after me.
well, I missed it. You're so mad. Okay, well, thank you. Anyway, yeah. So you guys can go through all the houses. I won't make you roll for all that because I know between Arazu and Jin, you can open it maybe a little more stealthily than
Yeah,
stuff.
if Wiskawa continues making this, I'll just put silence on her.
Yeah, just punches and rips the handles off of every door.
She would too. If you do that.
I love her. I love big, strong Oracle. She's my favorite. So doing all of that, you guys can search. All of these houses that are boarded up did contain multiple children, except for this one as a smaller house, of course, smaller family. Only had the one child, or at least that's what it looks like. As you're going through the houses, you find more, kind of drawings, sometimes really childish journals for some of the older kids that talk about these dreams, these strings. You're seeing some familiar patterns. And everyone roll me up. The three of you, not everyone. The three of you roll me perception specifically. I saw Terry perk up. I'm like,
What did you say we're rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
Nah, I'm gonna nip that in the bud.
Oh, ignore the point 2. I forgot to turn off my guidance.
Point
Unless you're allowing me to continue doing that after a minute or so.
No,
It's okay.
no, you don't need it.
Probably not
So-
necessary.
Jin doesn't notice it, because we'll say he's in the house. But Arazu, well, Wiskava doesn't either. But yeah, Arazu, you notice. Because you've been saying these prayers of Poimana as you've been going about this and you're searching, you actually notice outside in the road in front of the houses, and at one of them you notice that symbol you've been looking out for, almost like a glyph in the ground. It looks like, at first it looks like nothing's there, and then it looks like it flashes as though it's carved, and then it's gone. But you do see that.
I'm going to make silent eye contact with my colleagues, like fingers to eyes, and point to where I just saw that. And then I'm going to shadow bamf over there and see what it was. Or if there's anything there to see, or if it was an illusion just to bring me out into the open.
I'm quickly writing shit down again.
Really quickly taking notes. The fastest diary journal ever. It was just a flash when you were invoking Poimana's name. It lit up and then disappeared.
Then I will whisper her name again.
When you do, it lights up.
It looks like the inverted symbol.
It looks like the inverted symbol with remember, it has like the 8-pointed starburst behind it.
Right.
But that is what that is. And it flashes only so long as you're invoking the name, and then it fades and there's nothing there.
So even when it's lit, there's no physical anything.
No, it is definitely Archon.
I don't know what that means. And I'm like over there Beetlejuicing it. Poimana.
Fucking strobe light show. I will say, as you're doing that, and if you bother to, if you're looking around, it's in front of all of the houses, at least all the ones that you've checked.
I'm going to get experimentally here, and I'm going to keep whispering Poimana to keep making it light up, and while it's lit, I'm going to try and stab one of them with my Nothik blade.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any plans for that, but ha!
I do, but very cute of you to try and like juke me. Nice try. No. So as you do that, the light, like I said, it seems to have been like carved into. It looks, when it lights up, it looks like it's recessed into the ground. So to stab it, you have to make contact with the ground with your blade.
Sure.
When you do that, the light stabilizes for a second and almost looks like it cracks and is gone. And then the next time you invoke Poimana, it doesn't show up.
I will make eye contact with my colleagues and wave them over and explain what just happened. And then, because I am on a mission now, they're all going down.
Yeah, Waskava. If he called attention to it and you guys are now looking, you can see what he sees.
Well, can I see it with the see invisibility? Can I see it all the time?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait. See invisibility? Yes. But it doesn't light up. It doesn't light up until the name is invoked, but it's steadier than just like the flash. So when he says Poimana, it stays lit for longer. It does fade again, which is what you noticed earlier. But yeah.
Jin's like, maybe we should check to see if the houses with children have them and get rid of those as quickly as possible.
Oh,
Well, you know how to do that now, don't you, Jin?
So Jin goes over there, saying the name.
Stabs the dirt. Okay, yeah. It works for you as well.
Was there some over here by the children's house? He only knows where Violet is, but
yeah, the one with Violet's house is that one. But yes, that is where she is. And if you do the same thing, invoke Poimana, stab it, it also breaks and disappears.
While they're doing that, I let them do that, and I sneak over here and I just watch the Western Woods.
now we're split up.
God, fucking, I'm kidding. You said the Western Woods.
Or not the Western Woods, sorry, the Northern Woods.
Okay,
Northern Woods.
Like
apparently I'm bad with direction.
He means the kelp forest that's like...
He's staring at the ocean, thinking it's the Western Woods.
You know,
seaweed. I'm looking at the seaweed.
It's the water forest. Come on, you've never heard of a water forest before? Okay. You're keeping an eye on the water forest, and you're, I'm assuming, just looking to see if anything moves or changes.
If anything gets called.
Okay. Give me a perception.
Of these.
Yeah.
And when I do this, because I know I'm on guard, I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Sure. If there's a different way you'd like to go about it so that you're making a different roll as well, you're always welcome to try and barter. If you want to barter for like
But I
survival.
will cast the spell on myself.
Okay, sure.
Can I like have a prophetic dream and wake up? And
Oh, I have plans for you. Don't worry. You wanted handouts, y'all getting fucking handouts.
I mean, like, can I have a nightmare, wake up, and go help out?
You're having this really, really weird dream. At first you think it's spirals, but then maybe it's noodles, and then someone's knitting something, and it's a big tangle. It's just...
Then you probably
I'll wait
realize
for the
it's Doll's
handout.
cooking.
Threads are just disappearing.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, with your perception, you don't seem to notice anything strange moving in the forest.
Okay.
It all looks calm. I'll say you guys are probably, I'm assuming, going to go through the town and do this everywhere. So yeah, you can get rid of all of the symbols. Sure enough, they're all gone. This does take a while, so the sun is probably starting to rise because it was midnight when this started, and this has taken a couple hours between the conversation and all of this.
Yay, so I get to wake up and be like,
Yes.
I probably would have to cast the invisibility at least one more time. So
what?
Okay, if that's what you wanted. Again, you don't have to have it casted to see the symbol, but if you want that,
but to see the hag, I might. So that's
okay. That was
what I was looking for.
that is fine. Okay, so as you guys do that, we'll assume you head back to your party at the beach. The sun starts to rise. As that's happening, you notice people are starting to wake up and head to the temple.
Jin just needs a 4-hour nap.
I'm having my tea.
Yeah, I look at the sun. I'm like, damn, I hate that. That hasn't happened since college, and I fall asleep.
Now the others can do stuff.
And
You can
now
go
I'll
to work
wander
at
off
night.
into town.
Yeah.
Traitor.
All right, night shift's over. Day shift, you're up.
You just see on our arms and stuff, they're just writing. You guys can just read.
Arizu offers Auntie Dreamgaze the pensive so that she can catch up on everything that happened. Like I'm passing the watch.
And then hands her,
I'll
like, the
do
quill
that, and well, Scott knows that. Like, I'll notice the writing, and I know that your memory hasn't been fucked with. Auntie will cast remove curse on Arizu before, just in case.
Just in case. Okay. Sure.
Then take the memory.
Okay, so you know everything that's happened. Good morning.
You're welcome.
You mean good night.
Did I
Yeah.
actually have a weird dream? Am I gonna have a weird handout for next session?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe some people will have. You're definitely going to have, but some people will have things. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have too much time left anyway, but it doesn't necessarily have to be relevant right now.
Okay. That's fine.
but-
I'll take. So they destroyed all of the illusions, as far as they are aware, right?
Yes, they destroyed all of the symbols that they conjured, essentially, or triggered with Poibanda's name.
Okay. Actually, the first thing I'll do is I will go to the. I'll knock on the door of the. I can't remember her name, but the priestess.
Zara. Here, I'll just put it in chat.
Yeah. Zara. And I'll be as Bassam. I'm not going to be as Dreamgaze for this.
Okay. She opens the door and looks surprised because she doesn't recognize you. Goes, "Oh, you must be one of their friends."
I'm a friend of theirs. I was in desperate need of some sleep. I'm sorry for my rudeness.
Oh no, not at all. It sounds like you've been on quite a journey.
Would you mind if I stepped in for a bit?
No, not at all. We're just about to begin worship. Actually, I'm setting up now.
Okay. This would be just really quick. We kind of share memories in our group. It's a little unnerving, but at times. But I kind of oversaw your previous conversation, and here's the thing. While I can't, you mentioned that you are kind of struggling to get into this role you're currently in, and while I need her for this particular set of circumstances, My mentor is always looking to pass on her knowledge, and I believe she could help you if you're willing to.
I would certainly appreciate any kind of guidance. That is strange. You share memories. I know they said something about that, but it didn't quite make sense. I'm not, yeah, as you probably heard, Poimana and memories, dreams aren't quite my thing just yet.
I'm not.
Healing and
Poimana's-
conjuring is far more my speed.
Poimana is more Arazu's. I'm more eclectic with my worship. When I
She just smiles kindly at that, like, yeah, of course, nothing wrong with that.
when I was younger, I was a follower of the twins of Nihanu and Tihanu, but
An intellectual then.
But anyway, I don't want you to be like conned into this. So she's gonna actually reach into her bag and give actually the diary of Dreamgaze, and like, just so you're aware of, if you're willing to take this apprenticeship, what you're, and it's a big book.
It's a fat one.
And there's some spells in there as well if you want. And it would be like cure wounds and like just normal like hedgecraft stuff. And just keep it with you just think about it.
Oh, thank you. She calls out after you and is immediately already flipping through the book before you leave. Since Becca's not here, we won't do that. Does Dahl want to do anything upon everyone returning, or is he still sleeping at sunrise?
Well, I think I'm probably going to talk to Beck about it, but I think me and her are going to be talking the whole night. Well, everybody else is sleeping because Auntie went to sleep, Mary went to sleep, so I'll talk to her about that. We'll be actually a chance to talk about. But I'm pretty much just getting everything prepped and then making breakfast for everybody. But everyone's going to be noticing me singing a different tune before I go to sleep.
Sounds good. Then we could probably call it for here. And yeah, once we have everybody again, we can pick that up in a couple weeks. God damn it, you guys. Literally everything I've prepared for except you Scooby doing it. And so far, everything else I've prepared for your Scooby doing it. But I thought, nah, not this one time.
Yeah, they're going to want to do this. They're going to want to get some sleep.
I had like 7.
I have the villain that removes memories.
I have 7 different scenarios